Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today, I am going to be bringing to you a ZVP here on Shakuras Plateau. Spawning in the top left position as the pink Zerg, playing from Team Acer, we have Nerchio. His opponent spawning in the top right position, playing as the yellow Protoss player from Team dDreAm, we have dDreAm. Now, dDreAm is a player that not too many people know about. He was actually a Warcraft 3 player, very good in Warcraft 3, and has now switched over to StarCraft 2. He's a Chinese player, currently living, I believe, in the UK for Team dDreAm. Been training there. Of course, Nerchio is a player that needs no introduction. Very, very good Polish Zerg player who's just been doing really well at pretty much every single online tournament he enters. This particular set of games is going to be a best of 5 from the most recent Go4SC2 Cup. So this is a weekly and it is the finals, like I said, meaning best of 5. So we are going to be watching that entire best of 5 here today, see if dDreAm can't take some wins off of that pro Zerg Nerchio. Now it looks like dDreAm going to go for a very normal standard scout timing. Going to get in here, see if there is no gas, no pool going down yet, and he is going to see the drone starting to move down to that southern expansion. Looks like he is going to, no, looks like Nerchio is not going to immediately go for the immediate hatch. Looks like he is going to be going for spawning pool first. Now this is something that's very common for Zerg players these days, just because, well, this reason right here. A lot of Protoss players get up this forge fast expand on a lot of maps. Shakuras Plateau in particular is a big one just because this ramp is very easy to defend with just a forge, gateway, and maybe a cannon or two. Super easy to defend, but the other reason is that if you get this forge up and you've got this probe over here scouting and they throw down that fast hatchery with no pool up yet, they'll just usually drop down a pylon behind your mineral line, start throwing down those cannons, and it is so hard to deal with, pretty close to impossible to stop. Now it looks like Nerchio finally coming down to try to take his first hatchery, but that probe is going to drop down a pylon before moving out and getting out of there. Still, no Nexus has been thrown down yet. It looks like Nerchio was trying to block this Nexus for as long as he can, forcing dDreAm to have to throw down a cannon before getting up that Nexus. So now it looks like he is just going to be saving up in order to be able to get that Nexus as soon as possible. Still no gas yet taken for dDreAm. Now, as we can see, it looks like the first Zerglings are just now going to be spawning, moving down to this natural expansion where they are going to start to pick off this pylon. Looks like dDreAm was trying to prevent this pylon from going down as long as possible, trying to attack that drone, but it looks like with that many lings out there, he is now going to be forced to just head on home, and as we can see, that is exactly what he's going to be doing. There we go, the Nexus has now been plopped down here by dDreAm. Gateway has gone down as well. With this one cannon at the front, going to be very difficult for these lings to break up into the main. Every now and then you'll see some Zerg players try to get past those cannons if there's only one up. Getting some lag, I do apologize for that. But, what was I saying? Yes, Zerglings will sometimes try to run up through this main. Sometimes Zerg players will try to do it, but it's really risky. Photon cannons take 2 hits to kill a Zergling, and if you don't have Zergling speed, these guys move so slowly that as they move up the ramp, you can usually pick off at least 2 or 3 of them as they come up the ramp. And usually making it not too worth it for a lot of Zerg players unless you want to get up more than 6 Zerglings to try to get up into that main with, I don't know, that'll get you about 4 up into that main. Now it looks like Nerchio is opting to go for a super fast third, just going to be going immediately for the third, still hasn't taken any gas. My computer is still lagging for some reason or another. I'm actually going to close some windows behind this just in case that is what is causing this tremendous amount of lag. And there we go. Now we are back into this game, and hopefully that lag should start to clear up. Otherwise I might have to restart. Now it looks like Nerchio did try to break up into here a little bit, but dDreAm was quick enough to throw down these buildings. Looks like he did manage to pick off a probe there that was at the front. Looks like 2 probes actually got taken out there. But with that quick pylon being thrown down by dDreAm, those lings were denied too much entry. And if we check out the units lost tab, wow, we can actually see that dDreAm has actually lost a lot more from those canceled buildings as well as losing those couple of probes. So it looks like the Nexus is now up here for dDreAm. Gonna start to move some probes down to the natural expansion. One zealot is already out on the way. We do see a chrono boost going down on this warp gate research. No other tech structures have been thrown down yet, but there is one gas now mining for dDreAm as he continues to focus mostly on getting probes up. This third here for Nerchio, absolutely perfectly safe. A lot of Zerg players, newer Zerg players, will start to feel like this third is going to feel so dangerous, so hard to defend. I have no Zerglings at this point. I have no gas, no Zergling speed, though he is just taking 2 gas geysers right now. But if we look in the base of dDreAm, there's really not a whole lot he can do now, but he is doing one thing that some players will try to do often, and that is send their first 2 zealots across the map to try to stop this third. But it was seen by Nerchio because he was on that Xel'Naga watchtower. He does see that those 2 zealots are on the way, and so he's just going to be producing a few Zerglings, not too many. Notice he's still focusing on mostly drones. The point of these zealots are to maybe try to stop this third from going up, but more than anything else, it's to force Zerglings. You want to try to force him to produce as many Zerglings as you can, and that's exactly what these 2 zealots are trying to do. But as we can see, Nerchio not doing too bad there, as he managed to get a full surround on that one zealot. The other one is going to go down. 2 pylons are going down up on this high ground, but I think that Nerchio has very adequately defended this first zealot, producing 8 more Zerglings because he did see this probe start to go up here, does see these 2 pylons going down now, and he's going to start to focus down these pylons, but he's going to need a lot more Zerglings than that to be able to deal with this. I think he is going to try to cannon this third base, and Nerchio trying to get a little bit of a winky face going on there. I think Nerchio thinks he's got this handled. He's continuing to stream in more Lings. Zergling speed just now being started here, and dDreAm trying to focus down that spine crawler, but just getting canceled and restarted there by Nerchio. And as we can see, more and more gateways now being thrown up here for dDreAm. He's got, looks like, a total of 5 gateways that he's going to start to be able to warp up units here onto this high ground. Lots and lots of zealots now coming down here. Will Nerchio be able to hold this off? I think he's got 1 spine just now getting out here, but this is a lot of zealots starting to look really scary for Nerchio to have to hold off. So he is doing the best he can. More and more Zerglings streaming across the map. These spines continuing to be canceled and rebuilt, but it looks like Nerchio has finally managed to stop this zealot pressure temporarily. Oh no, we do have another set of zealots now being morphed in here for dDreAm, and it looks like he's going to continue to apply pressure, but 2 spine crawlers are now up, but it is falling so fast in health. 1 goes down, the next is being focused down. Beautiful queen placement here by Nerchio behind this growing spine crawler so that he can't really attack the queen, also protecting this spine as well. Look at that, even using these 2 Zerglings here to block this zealot from getting into the mineral line. More and more Lings continuing to stream in. This is forcing so many Lings out of Nerchio, but if he holds this, I think he's going to be in such a good spot because dDreAm is putting so many minerals into this attack, and it looks like, yes, now dDreAm is in a little bit of trouble. I don't think he's going to be warping in any more zealots here because it looks like this has been fully held off here by Nerchio. But how much damage has been done so far? I mean, lots and lots and lots of Zerglings were forced to be produced here, and Nerchio in a little lesser of a drone spot than he'd like to be, but not too bad. Looks like he did come up about even with dDreAm, despite the fact that dDreAm was getting more and more probes up that entire time. Twilight Council now up for dDreAm as well. He's now taking all those gas geysers, so he's now mining on 4 gas. Going to start to tech up just a little bit. We do see +2 ground weapons now coming up, and oh my goodness, more zealots were warped in here while these Zerglings were trying to take out that pylon, and it looks like he's going to continue to try to deal some damage here. I don't know how I feel about these zealots now being warped in for dDreAm. So many spine crawlers have already been morphed in here. Look at this, even the Overseer coming down, just because Nerchio doesn't really have any idea what is going on in his opponent's base. There could be a Dark Shrine going up, so he just wants to be safe. As long as these pylons are up here, he wants to have detection so that he can stop any kind of Dark Templar that might be warped in on this high ground. But in the meantime, notice he is still getting up more and more drones, more and more tech being thrown up now by Nerchio. Looks like 4 gas geysers going up right now from his previous just 2. Layer tech is now up as well. Roach speed on the way right now, and it looks like we do have a Spire coming up on the way as well for Nerchio. So he's just going to continue to get up lots and lots of drones, getting up some roaches to be able to defend because these zealots are being quite annoying. The pylon finally does fall as those Lings do manage to get a good surround on it. now more and more roaches are being streamed in, and in the base of Dream right now, he's just continuing to get up more and more probes, still just sitting on 2 bases, really doesn't have any kind of ability to move out and take a third quite yet, but he's throwing up lots and lots of tech right now, more gateways going up, as well as a Templar archive, so it looks like we might see some Archons coming up here soon. We might just see some Psystormers coming up here pretty soon. We will have to see the tech choice he continues, or that he goes for. Either one can be very, very strong against this Roach-Ling kind of composition here. We do have an Infestation Pit on the way for Nerchio as well, so it looks like we are going to be seeing mainly a ground-based force here from Nerchio. It looks like it is going to be Roach, Ling, and maybe some Infestors. Or actually, I don't know, because he's got this Spire up as well. He could choose to go for a whole lot of Mutas if he chooses to go that route, and we do see High Templar now being warped in here for Dream. And I think Nerchio is planning on getting aggressive here. I'm kind of surprised he didn't immediately take a 4th base. But there we go. The 4th base now going up for Nerchio as he continues to rally more and more troops to the front of his base. Archons now being morphed in here for Dream. Archon's going to be very, very good. They cut through Zergling so fast because they do have splash damage. Tons and tons of damage to units that are all clumped together like Lings and Roaches. So that is why he's going to be needing some other kind of tech here. Infestors might be a not bad choice just because they can fungal growth large numbers of these gateway units. Pretty much slowing down these pushes, giving Nerchio a ton of time to be able to move in, and Nerchio now moving forward with some of his units, realizing that there are a bunch of charge lots, Archons, and Stalkers at his front base now, pulling back to his Spine Crawlers, which he does have now at a forward position. Beautiful force fields going down here for Dream, doesn't manage to catch too many Roaches there, gets a couple of Roach kills there. It would have been better if that 3rd force field was just a little bit farther forward there, then he might have trapped them all in that little cup there, and they would have been a little bit more confused and have a lot more trouble, but the Zealots are now moving in, swarming around anything they can. Ling's now moving in right now. So many Roaches right now. Is he going to be able to hold this off? These units are +2 in attack upgrades. Nice fungal growth going down on all of those Zealots, meaning those Roaches get a lot of free damage on those Zealots. Very, very well done there by Dream, continuing, or by Nerchio rather. Fungal growth's continuing to go down over all these units, but Nerchio doing so good with Roach production right now. All of these Roaches are currently 0-0 in upgrades, but just with sheer numbers, 155 supply to the 61 supply of Dream. It looks like Nerchio is just going to crush that attack, meaning that Dream is just going to have to GG out of Game 1 of this best of 5. So stick with me, guys. Let's see if Dream can take a win in Game 2.